Jean-Luc, tell us what INA does for the industry.
Well, INA is a public company. We're taking care of the archives, the content of the public radio and TV operators in France. Okay. So just to make it simple, we have something which is like a big haystack of about 2 million hours of content that of course we are providing for as footage or programs, both for programmers or maybe for producers wanting to make new things out of archives. But what we are doing now will become an archive tomorrow. So that's the first part. The second part is that we are training something like 3,000 professional people every year, and we are opening our training more and more to international students, delivering courses in English, in Arabic, in Spanish, besides French also. So that's basically the kind of services we are proposing.
Training, what kind of training do you provide?
Well, our standard catalog is about 450 training sessions, meaning that it covers every field for image and sound, starting from filmmaking to more technical projects, ranging from 1 day to 150 days, with certification and many courses, more and more. And of course, when coming to these countries, for instance, we're able to define ad hoc courses according to each customers' needs, really.
But it's a public company. It's not a university.
Public company. No, it's a public company, but we opened as well some trainings or some real university courses 10 years ago. So now we are also delivering something like 15 diplomas, which are official diplomas, ranging from BA to master degrees.
And you're not new to this kind of market events like Sunny Side of the Dog or the Asian Side of the Dog. How is it important for you to be at this kind of event?
Well, I think we have been present to Sunny Side of the Dog for years, right? For Asian Side of the Dog, it's a little bit more recent, but I was in Xiamen, for instance, last year, and it was quite successful, so that was the reason to come here as well, because it gives a very good opportunity, which does not exist in any other kind of places, to meet people in a rather friendly atmosphere where contacts can be made very easily. So it's a very effective, a very efficient way of meeting people.
So what kind of business have you established with the people at this event?
Well, it's a little bit too early to say, because we are working on rather long-term purposes. When talking about preservation, about heritage, I think that many people are saying yes, it's very important. But then it depends very much on the structure, on the money, on the scale of the time, which can be quite longer. So we'll see, but we are already working together with the Thai Film Institute. The deputy manager was trained last year in Paris. We had some very nice talks, because it's very clear that the needs for raising the skills of people or developing new skills. When you go from tapes to files, you have to work in different ways. So I think that they are very conscious of this problem, and I do hope that there will be some developments.
Cambodia as well, you were mentioning some project?
Yeah, Cambodia is a very good example, because we supported Ritipan Films. He made several films with INA, including S21, which was awarded in Cannes a few years ago. But at the same time, he wanted really to make all this content, the content of his country, available to the general public. So we helped him designing a database for documenting. We helped him training the librarians who are now carrying on the job, because it's not only preserving, but it's also trying to push forward all this content. There is no point in keeping it in shelves or in a computer disk.
But INA also produces documentaries.
Yes, we are producing documentaries. We are producing on an average 60 hours every year, only documentaries, but most of them are French, or rather dedicated to the French broadcasters, even if sometimes we have some very international products as well. So it's also our one of the reasons in this market, in the Sunny Side, to lies with other co-producers and see how projects can be developed as anybody.
So tell us a bit about your impression of ASD being held in Bangkok for the first time, because you've been to other ASD as well.
Yeah.
What are the uniqueness of this event here in Bangkok, and what do you see as a potential for Thailand to host this kind of event?
Well, I would say the first thing, which is very obvious, is that we are meeting here people that we do not usually meet in other places. So the place is very different. Well, the people we are meeting here are very different to the people we met in China last year. So I think that it gives a real focus, a real outlook on this part of the world, which is very interesting because we have seen many projects originating from here, which are very interesting projects, and I think it helps really putting them in under the spotlight. So I think it's very interesting because there are quite a lot of things which are going on here, and good things.
You have expertise in the industry, and you've been seeing lots of pictures here. Do we have potential for global audience? You know, all the documentaries produced by Asian documentarians.
Obviously, yes. Obviously, yes. Right. There are some topics which are very regional. So those ones will, I suppose, have developments in the area, but not only Thailand, but international, but maybe localized to this part of the world. But we have seen other subjects which can really gain a global audience. I'm really sure of that.
So what are the key elements, for any subject or any project to be universal? You know, what kind of qualities should be in it?
Oh, that's a very difficult question. I think you better ask some commissioning editors for that. I would say that, well, when you're talking about wildlife is pretty universal. And you're very near here to where interesting things can be said. Well, I don't know, but there are many stories which can gain an international audience, but better ask commissioning editors for that. Yes.
Definitely. Anything you'd like to say to the organizer of the event? Should it stay here in Bangkok? ASD or?
No, I would like to say that everybody has been very welcoming here. It's really an easy feeling to be here. It's very nice. There is only one regret. Is that the rhythm is such that I didn't go to Bangkok yet. So I would like to discover the city. I hope I will have time to
extend your stay. Yes. You're most welcome to stay longer.
Yeah, I will stay one day longer.
Right.
So I have to rush and to try to pack it up in one day.
And then come back next year.
That's a good idea.
All right, thank you, Jean-Luc.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.